sometimes you lose your money, and sometimes you even lose your job. But I said that ain't nothing, honey, like the feeling when you have lost your love. That's why I'm like a fisherman today, singing about the one that got away. Ex-love, why me? Be friends, oh I see. You are okay and in my, oh you see. For me, I am in vain. The alphabet love game, may I complain? She was my lover and my best friend. I still wish we could make a man, but it looks as though the book has been read. The story about love is just a tragedy trend. I guess I'll get through these days and nights, but I tell you my heart, it puts up quite a fight. Ex-love, why me? Be friends, oh I see. You are okay and in my, oh you see. For me, I am in vain. The alphabet love game, let me complain. I saw her again, you know I'm feeling low. She was my lover 1 X ago. She's so beautiful, I'm so alone. I started to hear the alphabet moan. A word for that letter between W and Y. She'd still be my honey pie. Ex-love, why me? Be friends, oh I see. You are okay and in my, oh you see. For me, I am in vain. The alphabet love game filled with X's, Y's, and U. Oh, ex-lover, I miss A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U. Thank you.
All right, a little alphabet love from Gary Negbar 3. Gary Negbar and his 3. And we have one of the 3 here who does stuff in his own right. We got Philip Marshall. He was the drummer.
That was me.
That was
me,
you.
Dana.
That
Yeah.
was you.
Me, my bald spot. I haven't gotten that Ron Popeil stuff yet. It's in the mail, though.
Oh, God.
I've been using Krylon all these years. And,
I think you should tell them what you told me about the woman that
Oh.
came up to you.
oh,
You
yeah.
said it was a...
What, solar panel for a sex machine.
That is really insane.
Yeah, I know. I know. That's... Huh?
Do you meet a lot of people like this? Is what you do?
Well, this is Austin, Dana. By golly, you know, you can meet those people anywhere you go. Magnolia, Kirby Lane, 6th Street.
That, actually.
No doubt.
Oh,
No doubt.
God. Well, let's get a little bit away from the Gary Negbar 3 for a while and talk about your own quintet.
The own quintet?
5.
Quartet? Quartet?
4.
Trio?
3.
And 2 is?
Duo.
And 1 is?
Solo.
All right, we've got that sussed. Got that sussed, Austin.
So do you do drumming in this, or do you do something different? Is it still a drumming thing?
Oh, for me, this is my singing career.
This is your singing. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, this is me singing. Oh, goodness, I've been singing now out in front of people for about, what, 2 years, I guess, 2.5 years.
And then how long in the shower?
Oh, years in the shower. I'm very clean, though. Clean smelling.
Yes.
You know, and,
It's been very nice to sit next to you so far.
well, good. There it's that wonderful cologne.
Your shoes don't shine as much as Gary's do.
No, my shoes don't shine as much as Gary's. See, it's pretty sad, folks. But I have cooler socks than Gary's. My socks are hip. Little blue things. I don't know if you can zoom in on the blue.
Cool.
Yeah, but that's...
No, I have to say, very cool socks. Very
Shocks?
cool socks from from Philip Marshall. I was thinking of your last name and the SH thing kind of.
Right.
I was thinking ahead of how I was speaking. It happens.
Right, yes.
Anyway, you're singing.
I'm singing, yes. Not at this very moment, but yes, in the Philip Marshall Quintet I'm singing. We have Jeff Haley on bass, Chris Searles on drums. They were both from Twang Twang, Shaka Boom, as
Oh, gee.
many might remember. Phil Ritchie on trumpet. And the piano player up to this moment is changing, but it looks like it'll be Daryl Dunn. Yeah, my piano player had to cancel out on me at the very last minute, so I'm floundering trying to find somebody, but I think we found somebody for the showcase.
So did you have the quintet before you got involved with the Gary Negbar?
Yeah, Gary called me about a month ago or so and said, hey, I've got some gigs, I've got a showcase, do you want to come play? I said, sure, you know. And Gary's a lot of fun to play with.
Gary not wanting to play with himself anymore.
Yeah, he wants other people to play with him, but I refuse to do that. Yeah, I don't own stock in the Crisco company, and
You played the drums for Gary.
yeah, I play the drums for Gary. That's me. Mm-hmm.
What is the experience like? You know, the Gary Negbar 3 as compared to your own quintet. You know, what's different about it? What's the same?
For me, the tension's a lot less in Gary's group because I don't have to worry about coordinating everything. I don't have to worry about getting gigs, getting everybody paid. I just go, Gary, where's my money? Where's my money, Gary? No, it's a lot of fun. Both things are. They're different outlets for me. With my group, I get to do a lot of older standards and things that people don't normally do, tunes that are off the beaten track, plus interpretations of newer tunes. Like we're doing some stuff from Leonard Cohen's album, I Am Your Man. We do a Doors tune. And
no!
Yeah,
Really?
Swinging All the Way.
Oh,
And,
gosh.
so, you know, I've been doing this for a couple of years now, at least singing, and I started that mainly because not enough people in this town were calling me to play drums. So I said, hey, I'm tired of this. I want to get out there. I want to play. I want to make money like everybody else. And so this is what I'm doing. And I got in South by Southwest first time out.
Wow.
Gary took Gary 3 years. Oh, 3 years. I got in first time. No offense, Gary. Anyway.
I can just see what Gary be saying when you would say, where's my money?
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, you want what?
Money? What money?
Do you do originals with the quintet?
I've got a few originals. You know, Gary, that's why Gary's group is so much fun, because most of Gary's stuff is originals. So,
oh, yeah.
So, you know, and he does a Hendrix tune, which we'll probably see a little bit of. And so, you know, that's cool that there are young people out there who are writing jazz, who are performing jazz. Unfortunately, I don't think that there's enough focus on jazz in this town. It's mainly a rock and blues town.
I think that's something that gets lost. Like I was telling Gary, I mean, I said I only thought South by Southwest was a you know, guitar kind of thing, and
the focus mainly is on that. Jazz, it seems, comprises a very small amount of the South by Southwest experience.
But it still gets in there.
Yeah, it still gets in there. Yeah, and hopefully there will be people who will be heard. I know that I'm going right before Will Taylor, and Will plays Fridays at Waterloo Ice House. He plays Friday happy hours, and I think he just got signed with Amazing Records. So there are amazing records, and so there are people out there who are getting signed, people who are making it happen in Austin. Unfortunately, with as many jazz bands as there are in Austin, I really don't feel that a lot of those people are getting the exposure that they need, because the club circuit in this town is a very closed situation. There are 1 or 2 people who book bands in the clubs, and who they usually end up booking the club's calendar, and then they also represent the artist, so they get paid coming and going. And for a lot of people like myself and Gary and Will, it makes it very difficult. We have to find opportunities on the fringe, and South by Southwest is that sort of opportunity on the fringe.
How long is
about 2 years now. What happened is I was in town for about 8 years, playing drums and other music around town. Believe it or not, I didn't start out doing jazz. When I moved to Austin, a guy named Steve Bernal and I moved up together. Steve is the bass player with Joe Rockhead. And
I was about to say, wait a minute, Steve, I know that name.
Hi, Steve. Hi, Steve. I know you're out there. Anyway, Steve and I moved up together from Victoria, Texas, and I was playing rock and roll and fusion and funk and whatnot. We kind of had this sort of King Crimson Yes type vision, and we ended up musically going our separate ways years ago. And I went in more to the jazz vein, and Steve's knocking it out there with Joe Rockhead, and
Did they get a showcase this year?
yeah, they sure did.
remember.
They're playing Friday the 19th at Steamboat, I think somewhere around midnight, 11 or midnight.
God, every Friday at midnight is going to be a tough choice for me.
Yeah, it's going to be very tough for a lot of people Friday at midnight, but
I'm surprised Friday at 8 was a tough choice for me. Now Friday at midnight is going to be...
well, the wonderful thing is the Gary Negbar 3 will be playing South by Southwest on the 19th at 8 o'clock at Catfish Station. Hang out for a little while, get a couple of drinks, walk across the street, go see Joe Rockhead, and that'll pretty much be your whole South by Southwest experience right there.
you can get into Joe Rockhead.
Oh, I'm sure there won't be any problem.
Well, it's just like, have you ever seen a Joe Rockhead show?
Yeah, with all the
With all the
Rockettes.
people everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, so many people don't go to Joe Rockhead because so many people are.
Yeah. Well, Rockhead's a fun group,
Oh,
and
yeah.
but people who see me and who've seen what I do find it real hard to believe. It's like, you and Steve actually played together in a
Yeah,
band?
that's here going. Like, wow, but you know, they kind of, there's some songs of theirs that are kind of a little bit, you know, have a little jazzy overtone, you know?
Yeah,
or a little
well,
bit, you know, it just depends on what it is, you know. Some of them are a little-
Well,
So-
Steve's a great bass player, and
Yeah.
I miss playing with him more often than not. But my group, you know, like I said, I was in town for 8 years, left town, went into the military. Do I look like a military type to you,
No,
Dana?
no, actually.
Air Force, went over to Saudi Arabia.
Oh,
Kids, don't try this at home, or in another country for that matter. And I came back and I started my group. So, you know, what fun it is doing all these jazz tunes.
well, cool. Let's see. I think we have somebody on the phone.
Oh, we have someone on the
I
phone?
think we got somebody on the phone. Let's see who we got. You're on Remote Generation. This is Philip Marshall. Hello.
Hi.
No, this is Dana. I'm Philip.
Hello.
Hi.
How are
We
you
gotcha.
doing?
We're doing okay.
I had a question for Philip.
Okay.
All right.
I've seen you on CapZeyeZ a few weeks ago,
Right.
and you'd made mention that you roomed with Big Nasty Nathan.
Oh, yeah.
How was that? That had to
Oh,
be a
that was interesting. When Steve Bernal and I were living together, there was this curly-headed guy that we met. I was working at the
No.
Musicland in Highland Mall.
Wait, no, you didn't.
Yeah, I worked at Musicland in
I
Highland Mall.
used to work there.
Really? Who was the manager?
Gil Oaks.
Oh, see, Gil.
Oh,
We
Gil.
have to talk later. Anyway,
Yeah.
go ahead. Talk to the caller.
So Gil was the manager, and there was this dude who came in. He's like, dude, man, I got this band, and, you know, I play guitar, and I just moved up from Corpus, and his name was Nathan. And then he ended up needing a place to stay, and so it was me and Steve Bernal and Nathan all living in a house together up on Golden Meadow Drive. And
hey, that's a guitar player, a bass player, and a drummer. Wait a minute.
that's us.
That could be a band.
Well, see, we could have had a band, but Steve and I were into King Crimson and Yes and a group called Brand X, and Nathan was listening to April Wine. And as far as East is from West, we just kind of said, no, I think we've had enough of this.
So the guys you're playing with now, any of them resemble Nathan?
No, nobody resembles Nathan. No, there is no replacement for Nathan, and I think we all know that. But
Well, that's all I wanted to know. Thank you for your time.
oh, thanks for your
thanks.
call.
Uh-huh.
That was great. That was fun. I don't know if we have any others. Nope, that was it.
Oh,
Really fun.
well, nobody wants to talk to us.
Oh no, so we can just go back to our little conversations. But you didn't tell me y'all are playing South by Southwest too. So
Yeah,
what's
so I'm
your
playing.
date?
All right, we're playing on Thursday, the 18th of March at 9 p.m. at Catfish Station, same place Gary will be. and we'll be there from about 9 to 9:40. So try and make it out. A lot of people have this feeling, oh God, I don't like jazz. It's all that weird chords and stuff like that. But jazz can be really cool, and I don't sound anything like Harry Connick, so don't worry about that. For those of you who hate Harry Connick, it's not a big deal. Come on out. You'll probably dig this stuff. It's swinging. It's cool.
Swinging.
Yeah,
That
it's
sounds like
swinging.
it's for hip happening cats. You know?
Yeah, it is for hip happening cats. I've learned from the best. I really feel I have, because I've done a good deal of hanging out with people like Wynton Marsalis, and yeah, in fact, Wynton's.
Let's see if I can touch you.
Oh well, no, touch Wynton. I'm sure he'd let you. You're a woman.
Last time I checked.
if you're a woman, I'm sure Wynton will let you touch him. Sorry, Skane. Anyway, no. I got a call last Friday from Wycliffe Gordon, Wynton's trombone player, and he said, "Oh man, I forgot to tell you, we're in Fort Worth today. If you want to come up." So, so I piled into the car and called into work sick and said, "Gotta go." And
But it wasn't Musicland.
no, wasn't Musicland, but no, I'm hanging around people. There's a drummer in town named A.D. Mannion who has been a real influence on me. Susie Stern, when she was here, was a big help. So there are a lot of really good people out there who've been a major influence on me and who are real helpful. That's one thing that the jazz community is notorious for, is getting people out there, getting them heard, getting them to perfect and hone their craft. It's a very big sort of family, because not too many people are doing jazz anymore.
Well, great. Let's.
But I'm still a rocker, you know.
Oh, well, after living with Nathan, we have another phone call on the line. Let's see what they have to say. Go ahead, you're on Remote Generation. This is Philip Marshall.
Hi, kids.
Hi.
Hey, I hate to get off the subject, but Philip said something about Brand X, and that just rung a bell with me, and I trying to put it together. Was that a band with Alan Holdsworth and Tony Williams, or who was Brand X?
All right.
I'm just kind of lost.
All right. That's all right. Do you know where you are right now?
Yeah, I'm laying on the couch. But I mean,
in your home, right?
Yeah.
You know, you didn't
I
like
mean
break into
lost
somebody's
in the
home.
sense of not knowing exactly the Brand X.
All right. The one that Alan Holdsworth was in, there were a couple of bands that I know that Alan was in. The one with Tony Williams was called the Tony Williams Lifetime. Alan was also in a couple of groups with Bill Bruford. One was called Bruford, the other one was called UK. Brand X was Percy Jones and John Giblin, who were both bass players. Phil Collins was the original drummer. John Goodsall was the guitarist. Robin Lumley was the keyboard player. And believe it or not, Brand X is one of Eddie Van Halen's favorite bands. So.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool there.
Yeah, Eddie knows what's happening.
Did you, I want to know how does one become a jazz player? I mean, it's not exactly that in the sense as much as it's, you know, how, Nathan grew up like in rock, Elizabeth grew up. How do you decide that you wanted to play jazz? Was there some kind of major influence in your life, or what kind of set you towards that way?
Well, my parents were jazz musicians, but
there you go.
But that wasn't it, because I grew up, in a rock and roll generation, listening to. My favorite rock and roll group at the time that Steve and I met was The Who. So I grew up listening to that and listening to all kinds of funk, like the Meters and the Neville Brothers and things like that. When I looked at a lot of the rock players who were doing drugs and burning out at 30, 35, and then I realized a lot of jazz people who had stopped shooting heroin were making it to like 70. I said, maybe there is something to this, and maybe I should quit doing drugs and just play jazz. And so that's what I've done.
All right.
Quit doing drugs and not boring though. So.
Well, we're gonna go to a video here in a second. But let's say that the Gary Negbar 3, they're playing at, which he is the drummer for, Catfish Station. That's Friday, March 19th at 8 p.m. Then at 9 p.m. Are you going on 9:40?
I'm the day before Gary.
Oh, you're the day before. You're Thursday night.
I'm Thursday night.
Oh, I thought I had something to fill that time then. between 8 and midnight. But no, okay, so you're Thursday night.
I'm Thursday night.
At 9 or 9:40?
Flash that thing up there, Dave.
What'd you say?
Flash that thing up there. Show them when I'm there.
Yeah.
There I am.
You go.
See, that's me.
But it doesn't say what time you're at. What
Yeah, it does. 9 to 9:40.
does it? Oh,
I have to put my glasses back on.
and
I can't
have
see.
to read farther.
Sharp.
Cool.
I promise. It says 9 to 9:40 sharp, but I promise not to be sharp or flat. I'll try and hit that pitch right
All
on.
right. Well, cool. I'm very much looking forward to it. I want to thank you for being here.
I want to thank you for having me out. I hope you'll come out to our showcase.
I sure will, man. This is great. I'm just going to all these, and let's now go to a video that you were part of as part of the Gary Negbar 3.
Yes.
Filmed on CapZeyeZ live. This is Purple Haze.
At first I thought that you
Rock and roll. Purple haze, it's all in my brain. Well, lately things, they just don't seem the same. I'm acting funny, and I don't know why. Excuse me while I kiss the sky. Purple haze, it's all around. Don't know if I'm coming up or coming down. And I'll be loving you endlessly. Whatever it is, that girl put a spell on me. Purple haze, it's all in my eyes. I don't know if it's day or night. Got me blowing my mind. Is it tomorrow or just the end of time?
Gary Negbar 3 and Purple Haze. Once again, I want to say they'll be at the Catfish Station Friday, March 9th at 8 p.m., but also playing Friday, March 19th, I said March 9th, at 8 p.m. at the Back Room.